Good morning, everyone. Long time no see. So, I'm really excited because right now it's Sunday. And in about 4 days, it's gonna be my 18th birthday, and I'm pretty excited because I think this week's gonna be a big week for me. On Wednesday, I do have a psych sack, which is my last sack of the term, so I'm definitely gonna be locking in after I do all this filming. So Wednesday is gonna be the sack, and then Thursday is gonna be my actual birthday, and I'm gonna be going out with my parents, just for like a little small dinner, just between the three of us. And on Friday, it's me and Luke's 2-year anniversary, which is super excited. So I also have to make him a gift as well. But we're not gonna be going out that day because the day after, on the 28th, which is on Saturday, I'm gonna be having my birthday party with all my family, friends, him as well, and just gonna be a cool week. And then on Sunday I have work, but hopefully, once the holidays begin, I'm hopefully gonna be going out with some friends. But that's just gonna be the plan for like the next week or two. But yeah, I'm really excited. Before I, get started with my psych work, I do want to tell you guys like what's currently on my birthday wish list. I went next door to my neighbor's house to hang out with some family friends on Friday, and they were asking me, like all like my titos and stuff, they were asking me what I wanted for my birthday. And I actually had a birthday list, and they all took photos of it, so they're all going to be like scrambling to like get all these things on my birthday list throughout this next week. And I just want to like show you guys or tell you guys what it is that I'm currently desiring. But yeah, I'm gonna go set up everything in the living room because it's really cold right now. Usually, as you guys know, I study in the kitchen, but I'm gonna be studying in the living room today because there's a heater there. Okay, so I'm here in my living room and my little heater is on. So like this part of my body is like burning right now. I had to write down the little list of all the things on my wish list and just give you guys a little rundown of what it is that I'm asking for this year. So the first thing that we have are body mists. I have never really been the type of person that was really into perfume, body mist, and just scented stuff. Like I was perfectly okay with just like typical roll-on deodorant. But I don't know, like I think lately I've just really been getting into, really scented things. Like I use scented body lotions. I think the one right now that I'm using is like something cake, sugar cake or something. Sometimes, especially at school, I feel like I could really do just for a little quick little spray on. I have a lot of perfumes, to be honest, that I haven't used in a really long time. But in my opinion, think perfumes are good for like special occasions. I have a really old Taylor Swift perfume set that I only opened like 2 weeks ago, and I got this years ago. And I also have an Ariana Grande perfume that my friend Lando gave to me for my 16th birthday. And to be honest, I do use that every now and then. I think I used it before formal. So yeah, that's really nice. And I do have like a Hello Kitty perfume that I've had since I was a kid, and it's only like halfway done. But I think in terms of body mist, I think body mists are good for like casual stuff. I think I could really go for some body mist, to be honest. I have one body mist from Victoria's Secret. Like I think on the list I specified Victoria's Secret body mists because they have such a big range and they're good quality. The one that I have, I don't even remember who gave it to me, but I think it's like Aqua Kiss or something. I remember when I was in year 11, I asked to go to the bathroom, and when I was coming back from the bathroom, I just wanted to like pick something up from my locker while I was out. And I bring my body mist to school with me every day, but I don't often spray myself with it. And I was going through my bag and I looked at the body mist and I was like, you know what, I'm here, I may as well spray myself with it. And when I got when I got back to class and I sat down, because this body mist, it has a very fresh smell and it is quite strong. I remember the girls at my table, they're just like, Bethany, are you wearing perfume? And I was like, is it that obvious? And they said, you smell really fresh right now. You just came back and you just smell completely different. And that's just a huge compliment. Like I often don't really get complimented on my smell. No one really says I like stink or smell good. But that's like a compliment that stuck with me for a really long time because I think that's the only time a person or people have ever said that I smelled nice. But yeah, I thought, I could probably get into body mists or something. So that's the first thing on the list. The second thing is skincare. I feel like I don't necessarily need skincare now that I'm thinking about it, because like my skin has actually cleared up quite a lot. I do have like two new acne here and here that I developed earlier last night. But to be fair, it is because yesterday evening I was eating a lot of donuts. So that's on me. But other than that, like I actually think my skin has cleared up really well. I was going through a really bad breakout sometime in the last 2 weeks. And like I have really been trying to improve my gut health. And I actually stopped using serums and ampules now. I only use, cleansers, moisturizer, and toner and sunscreen. That's literally it. Like, I've gone from here down to here. But I actually think that it's affected my skin a lot. It has, like, really transformed my skin. But I think that these two pieces of acne, I think they'll go away within time. But, like, free skincare. I love skincare so much. Okay, the next thing on the list is makeup. I am not really the biggest makeup person in the world. Fun fact, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I actually wanted to film my very first sit down and talk video. And it was actually gonna be me showing you guys all the skincare, makeup, and makeup tools that I use. I realized how old my makeup products were. My foundation, I think, is like the latest makeup product that I bought, and that was like all the way back in December. And I think even my concealer and even my eyeliners are kind of running low on ink. I think the only like makeup product I have that it's actually still usable are my mascaras and my lip tints. But yeah, when I was filming that video, I was like, oh my gosh, every single one of my makeup products I get from the chemist, so they're really cheap. And I was like, you know what? If people are going to be buying stuff from me, I know for a damn fact they're going to be going all out. They're probably going to buy from like Sephora or Mecca or something. And I was like, I'm going to take this opportunity because I really need to like fix, renew my makeup products. And I don't even have contour or bronzer, setting powder. And another fun fact, when my uncle or my tito was reading the list out loud and he read makeup, he was like, Sus Bethany, Marte ka, So I was like, yeah. Next thing on the list is clothes and jewelry. You guys may have seen that pretty much the most jewelry that I wear is just a couple necklaces. Not the biggest fan when it comes to rings, because I feel like rings, they kind of just, I think they like overstimulate me in a way. I did go through a little ring phase when I was a bit younger, like 15 years old. But the one thing I hated about those rings is that every time I needed to write something, I would have to take the rings off. So I eventually just stopped wearing them completely. But I am a really big fan of bracelets. And I would show you guys the bracelet that I had. But unfortunately, not even 3 days ago, it broke. I was having a little bit of a down moment, and I may or may not have broken my bracelet out of anger. But it was a really cute bracelet. It was like blue. It was like a blue bracelet, and it was Cancer bracelet, like the star sign Cancer. So I really liked that one. And I had another bracelet, which was like pink and white, but I think Luke has it right now, and he wears it every now and then. And recently, I started wearing earrings again. I got my ears pierced when I was like a baby, and I used to wear earrings every single day, but for like the past few years I kind of stopped wearing earrings. But lately I think I've been wearing my earrings a bit more frequently now. What's the other thing I said? Clothes. I specified on the list that I wanted my clothes to be between like 12 to 14 because I lost weight. I used to ask for size 16 to 18s, and I'm okay with 16s to 18s. It just depends on what I'm wearing. Like if it's like the jumpers or something, 16 to 18 is fine. But I lost weight, okay? I don't buy larges anymore. I get mediums now. And I specified that I wanted the clothes to be like black, gray, dark blue, or dark red, because those are like my top colors. Like this one is like a mix between like, you see, it's like a mix between gray and blue, which I love. And I also specified that I wanted like jumpers, sweaters, zip-up jackets, zip-up hoodies, primarily because we are in winter right now. It is getting a little bit colder. Like this is Lululemon. This is a Lululemon jumper, and I haven't even had it for a month. And it was like super expensive, but it's so worth it because it's like so soft on the inside. I love it. And my dad has been getting mad at me like a couple times in the last few weeks for wearing this indoors. He was telling me, I spent $120 on your jumper and you're just gonna wear it in the house. I'm like, yes, obviously. So those are the next few stuff on the list: clothes and jewelry. This, I'm actually surprised that this one wasn't on the top of the list, but books. I freaking love books. Another fun fact, this is probably like this was probably going to be like my second video ever, but I was actually filming myself, showing you guys all the books that I've read and giving you guys little reviews, but I was like, you know what, I think this is like a little bit boring. People don't read anymore, and that's an issue. But I've been reading since I was like 3 or 4 years old. Like one of like the earlier pictures of me, there is a picture of me somewhere in my room of me reading a book like as a little toddler, and I've just been reading books for like such a long time. I used to be really into romance, which I think a lot of like little reader girls went through, the little romance phase. But right now, I'm really into like thriller and mystery books and those little like self-help books. Like the book I'm reading right now is The Midnight Library. I would get it, but I'm too lazy. On the list, I did say like thriller and those little like self-help books, and I did tell my family friends on Friday, you don't have to worry about like whether I have these books or not, because it's only like recently I started getting into those books, so most likely whatever book they gave me, I probably haven't gotten it yet. I probably haven't even heard of it yet. I went through a reading slump for like 2 years, and I didn't start properly reading again until like just before Christmas last year. So yeah, I actually haven't really been getting into all like the popular books lately, but I really have now. I do still read a little bit of romance every now and then, but not as often. But I think the only romance book that I read this year was Twisted Love, which was hella smutty. I was aware that that book was like really popular, so when I got it for Christmas, I was like, oh my gosh, I heard about this book. Yeah, I'm not really into smut as much anymore. Like, please, let's pray. Can we pray, please? Can we make a book, a romance book about praying, please? I'm also surprised that this one also wasn't near the top of the list, but plushies. I freaking love plushies so much. One day I am going to show you guys every single plushie that I have, but unfortunately a lot of the plushies that I originally had I gave away to like friends or like my little family friend, my little cutesy, my little cutesies. Oh my gosh, wait, actually some of them right there, you can see Hello Kitty, a giant Hello Kitty that I got for my 17th birthday. And then here, that's Bitchin, because he's a chicken. Oh my gosh. Oh, and that's Georges. That's Georges. He's the most recent addition to my little plushie family, and I got him from Luke. And I think there might be another plushie over there that we just can't see right now. But yeah, that's like a little introduction to the plushies that I have. I remember counting at some point how many plushies I had before I gave them away. I had almost 30. Yeah, so you can kind of see why I had to give some of them away, and some of them I also scattered around the house. There's 2 plushies that I keep in my parents' room. And then there's some that I keep in the guest room, and then like my favorite ones I keep in my bedroom. But yeah, one day I will definitely show you guys all the plushies that I have, their little background stories, their significance to me. And I know for a fact, I remember when my parents were reading this list, my mom, she got mad at me for putting plushies down because she was like, you already have too many. But I think plushies was like my version of overconsumption at some point, and I guess we're bringing that back. This one, I actually kind of went a bit all out. I asked for a camera. When my tutor was reading this list and he said camera, he like whispered to me, you can ask your dad for that, okay? But in terms of this camera, I was mostly referring to, as you may know, camera for filming, and a little microphone. I did tell my parents, because we were at JB Hi-Fi last week, about how I wanted like a filming camera, and my parents don't actually know that I have a YouTube channel. But when I asked my parents for the camera, my mom was like, oh, are you gonna be a vlogger? Mag-vlog ka na ka? And I was like, But there's nothing wrong with filming on your phone. Like I do so much, and I actually think it's easier. But I'm not completely stressed out over this camera just because like I still need to do a little bit more research on like which one would probably benefit me the most, like which one is probably like the most easier to navigate because I've never really been the tech kind of person. So I'm not completely stressed out about a camera. If I don't get a camera, it's fine. It's fine. I can live. I can live. This one, I fear, is an example of me falling into overconsumption, which is Hirono figures. Yeah. I have never really been the biggest fan of like Pop Mart, like Smiskies, Sunny Angels, and recently Labubus. Labubus are freaking ugly. I'm sorry that they're ugly. But I think Smiskies are pretty cute. Sunny Angels are okay, I guess. I feel like they're not that big of a deal. Like they're literally the same thing, but with like a different headset. But at least Smiskies come in like different, positions. Oh, actions, poses. At least they come in different poses. Skull pandas, I think, are actually really cool. Whoever designed those, I want to meet you. But I think Hironos are really cute. I don't have a Hirono of my own. I don't really mind. I'm not really the biggest Pop Mart kind of person. I never got into that kind of stuff. But I do think that Hironos are adorable. I just love how grumpy they look. So I'll probably be keeping those on my windowsill or on my table if I do get one. Next thing on my list are stickers. I used to not really be the biggest person when it came to stickers. My laptop is decorated with a couple stickers, but I try to keep it as neat and organized as I can. But lately, because obviously everyone in my school have laptops, a lot of people, boys and girls, are always decorating their laptops with stickers, obviously, to make it look really fun and to also help differentiate whose laptop is which. And I feel like the stickers on my laptop are really old. They're a bit outdated. They're like losing color because I decorated this laptop last time, probably when I was 15. So I really need to like get on that. I am trying to like bring more color, more liveliness into my life, and I think I could do so with some stickers. I could definitely see, this is my notebook. This is the notebook that I use for all of my subjects. As you can see, this is literally the only thing. Like, come on, unless you want to count the little label that I never even took off. But I think this could definitely use for a little bit of decoration. Like, look at how boring that is. What? So yeah, give me some stickers. I could definitely do some stickers. Next up, we have candles. Okay, so similar to like the body lotions and the body mists, I'm really into things that smell. I started getting into candles last year because I just thought that they smelled really nice. But unfortunately, on the list that I showed my family friends, I didn't specify what kind of smells that I wanted, because here's the thing. The candle that I recently used, but I'm no longer using, is like a little bit of a floral scent. I don't know what the name of it was. Again, I could go check, but I can't be bothered. I've noticed that every time I have a candle that has like a bit of like a floral or citrusy or like basically like nature kind of smell, I go to bed feeling really sick. And I really noticed this probably like maybe Wednesday or Thursday this week, when the smell obviously filled my room, and then I started getting stomach aches. And my stomach actually started to make really weird noises, and I actually thought I was about to throw up. But I really should have specified on the list that I'm into sweet smells like candy, vanilla, cupcakes, gingerbread. I really should have specified that those are the kind of smells that I'm into, because they smell amazing. That's kind of on me. So if I do get candles that smell a little bit like citrusy and fluorescent, then I guess that's on me. But I'll still be thankful. I might not use them in my room though. I'll probably just use them when I'm studying, so then I'm not like trapped in this little box of this smell. At least I can like go throughout the whole house. But yeah, let's hope that I do get a little bit of like sweet stuff. I can already like feel the stomach ache. I can already feel it. So we're almost done with the list. We have hair care accessories and hair products. I don't really do that much with my hair. Unfortunately, as you guys can see, I have pretty pin straight hair because if you guys remember on my formal, I got my hair curled. My auntie curled them for me, and it actually remained curly for like the next few days up until I washed my hair again. That's when it straightened out, and I actually really liked how I looked with like wavy hair. I do have the little rollers. I do have hair rollers, but I just don't know how to use them. I see so many tutorials of people saying like how to use a hair roller, but they always use the hair curler first, and we're just like, well, how am I supposed to use this? And I have tried like the sock tutorial where you like wrap your hair on the sock, and I will say it actually did work, but it didn't make my hair like this, like that. It kind of made my hair more like this, if that makes sense. And in terms of hair accessories, I obviously love my scrunchies. I've been using clips lately. I've been using hair clips lately. Like I have those little like Y2K star clips that come in pink, light brown, and white. When my hair is like nice and soft, I always have it out, but then once it starts to get a bit like oily and grimy, that's when I put it up into a high ponytail, and then I'll just decorate my head with some clips. And that's basically what I've been doing. And every now and then I might do my hair in plaits. I remember once I went to work in pigtails, but I feel like I could definitely do better. And in terms of my bangs, I think the only time I ever use my hair curler is when the hair rollers is when I'm trying to curl my bangs. But as you can see, they were like really overgrown. I think it's been a year, and I really need to like get them redone. I'm really trying to like transform myself, okay? 2025 may not have been my year, but 18 will be my age. Oh, quote that, quote that. So our second last thing is money. I have constantly told people, if you genuinely do not know what to get me, just give me money. I have a thing when it comes to people buying things for me. I always feel so guilty, even when they insist that I do not need to pay them back. I just have like this immense guilt in me. Ever since I started working, okay, I got my first job when I was 15. That is how I understood the value of money. And this is why I kind of hate that trend where people are like censoring the word job application, job, work, interview. I kind of hate that because it's like when you actually get a job, even if you hate the job, getting that money, and it's like when you have that understanding that yes, maybe this money may not necessarily be enough, maybe it's not that much, but by the end of the day, this is your work. Like this amount of money or this amount of money or this amount of money, that all happened because you worked for it, okay? And thankfully the job that I currently have actually does pay me really well, which is why I'm really excited to turn 18 because the pay bump, yeah, like seriously, once you get a job and once you start earning money and once you start saving, when you treat money well, when you treat it with respect, you really start to understand how much of a privilege it is to have a job. That's kind of why I feel really bad when I ask people to buy things for me, minus my birthday and Christmas, because I think everyone's obviously buying things for each other. But, you know, throughout the year, I always hate, you know, when people offer to buy me things because it's like I'm taking away that hard earned money for you. Seriously, like if you know me in real life and you don't know what to give me, seriously, just give me money. It's fine. Like I think I would much rather people give me money straight up instead rather than worrying about what I want and what would make me happy, because at least like in a way, if you give me money, I can just save it and then I can treat myself, and it's gonna be thanks to you. Like if you give me $100 and I spend $100 on like all of these things that I just listed out, in my head that's stuff you paid for because that's the money you gave me. Now let's do the last one and then I'm gonna lock in for my psych. So the last one that we have are bags. Again, I was never really the type of person that was really into bags. I think right now I have 4. I have 1 mini backpack and then 3 tote bags. The little mini black backpack that I have, I usually just bring that to work because it's really small. I just have my apron, some sunscreen, even though I don't go outside, and deodorant, and I usually put my wallet in there too, and a charger for if I want to charge while I'm working. And then I have a green Miniso tote bag that my mom's colleague gave me for Christmas, I think. I use that bag also when I'm going to work if I have more than what I would put in my backpack, because that backpack can only fit so much. If I'm bringing food or if I'm bringing a book, so yeah, that's what I also use. And then I had a larger tote bag that my dad gave me when I was like 15. I didn't use it for a couple years. The last time I used it was actually like not that long ago, because the year 10s and 11s, they were having their mid-year exams. So for us in year 12, we weren't allowed access to our lockers, so we had to start bringing our school bags around with us. But my school bag is so hefty, I hated it so much. So I actually, for the first time in like 2 years, I used that tote bag that my dad gave me because it's huge. It's absolutely huge, and it has outside pockets and an inner pocket as well. So I used that for all my school supplies for like 2 weeks. The tote bag that I use at school now is like this little white tote bag from Uniqlo, I'm pretty sure. It's slightly smaller, but it's lighter, and I kind of just use that when I'm moving in between classes. I use that to carry like my laptop, my books when I'm, going to and from classes. And I feel like, you know what? I need some bags. I need some bags. So that is pretty much the entire birthday list. I've really been racking my brain on like what kind of things I also want, but I'm pretty satisfied with all the things that I've asked for. And I'm really excited for my birthday. I am really excited for my birthday. I will see you guys probably on Wednesday. Probably on Wednesday, yeah. So we can do a little hours leading up to my birthday. But yeah, I hope you guys are staying safe. And I will see you soon.